Hey viewers, it's Tuesday on the Pagan Perspective. This is week 8 and the topic is the moon. Now, I have a lot to say about my belief in the moon, and I knew I was going to get really confused, so I actually wrote a blog about it on one of my blogs, and I'm just going to read from what I wrote a couple hours ago. So here you go. Artemis, Diana, Hecate, Luna, Mona, whatever you call her, the moon is undoubtedly a feminine representation in the Western world and especially in pagan culture. Native Americans and other cultures from the East consider the moon to be a masculine force, but I'm Wiccan. So to me, the moon represents the triple goddess. The moon is associated with feminine energy because she follows a 28-day cycle similar to the menstruation cycle of females. Some people say that a woman can purposely, or I guess also accidentally, attune her monthly cycle to match that of the moon, so that it always comes on a new moon or a full moon, or just the same place in the moon cycle every month. That would be extremely convenient, but I don't try to do that. And the moon cycle isn't exactly 28 days, it's more like 28 1/3 days, so it would always be a little bit off, so I don't really trust the consistency of that anyway. But the phases of the moon cycle, the new moon or the dark moon, I never really call it the dark moon. I don't recognize the dark moon even though it's dark. I just call it the waning and back to the new moon, represent the aspects of the goddess. The waxing moon phase corresponds to the goddess as the maiden. As she reaches the full moon, the maiden becomes the mother, pregnant with magic, possibility, and earthly experience. Turning toward the waning phase, the mother becomes the crone, wise and fearful of death because of all she has come to see in the world. The new moon marks the goddess's death, but she will be reborn in the waxing phase in a short while. I wear moon symbolism a lot. I have the moon phases on my pentacle, I have that cauldron necklace with the triple moon goddess symbol on it, and so I really like to wear moon symbolism, because you know me and I love my feminine energy aspects. And I always attempt to match my magic workings to the moon. The waxing moon is best for spells concerning building, growing, energizing, and manifestation, while the waning moon lends itself to destruction, banishing, relaxation, and conclusion. The full and new moons, while each having their own special symbolism, the height of power and new beginnings and things like that, tend to be seen as overall greatly powerful times for magic of any sort. So I don't really differentiate between the full moon and the new moon based on which is better for a certain kind of magic. I just tend to think of them both as being the best times for magic in general. So like I said, I attempt to match my workings with those phases, but it doesn't always turn out that way. And I'm always excited if I can get my timing, like my personal timing, to do the spell to match the phase of the moon, but I don't go out of my way to match that phase, because I would rather, if something needs to be done immediately, I would rather do it immediately no matter what phase the moon is in, rather than wait until the moon is in the appropriate phase. Really quick before I end, I also want to address Ray's comment on Kyle's video. Kyle mentioned that Wiccans tend to associate the full moon with the goddess, obviously in the mother aspect, like I said, being pregnant. And we associate that with the heightening of her power and the heightening of female power. And Ray's question was, why is it that we think pregnancy is the height of power? Shouldn't it be that the period right before pregnancy, or when the woman is most fertile, is the most powerful? And I absolutely agree with him, and I will say that probably the only reason that we directly associate the full moon with pregnancy is because, well, it's the full moon. It's full, it's round, and it's full. And so we associate that with a woman's pregnant stomach, obviously, the womb. And so visually, that's what it represents, and that's why we go with that. And pregnancy is a very powerful time because you're in the process of creating new life. It's not just, that you're the most fertile and you are the most capable of producing new life. You actually have that other life already inside you. And while I do agree that the very fertile times are extremely powerful, because I believe that, when a woman is menstruating, she has much more power built up inside her than any other time. And I think of pregnancy the same way. And so I don't really see a difference in power. Like, I don't think that either pregnancy or the moment where you're most fertile is more powerful. I just think of them as the most powerful that a woman can be. And so, but the only reason we say that pregnancy is associated with the full moon is visually. It looks like a pregnant woman's belly. That's pretty much it. So that's what the moon means to my path, and I believe to most pagan paths. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but this week's topic was the moon, and that is my perspective. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Okay, so Kyle just reminded me that I forgot to put in my video. Thank goodness he caught me before I published it and then uploaded it. I forgot to say that next week's topic is Ask Us Anything Answers. So that means this week, comments in this video responses, something, comments on all the videos of this week, comments to the channel, personal messages if they're personal for us and you just want to go to our account and ask us, you need to ask us questions. These do not have to be religion-related questions. It can be anything. This is just a way for you to get to know the Pagan Perspective team, sort of. And it'll also be a way for us to get to know each other. We might ask each other some questions also. Because, to be quite honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that none of our viewers have really been asking us questions that we can answer in our weekly videos, and no one has been suggesting topics. And I understand that that might be because we're just so good at picking topics, but we're going to run out after a little while, and we're going to run out of inspiration. And plus, if you guys ask, then we know for sure that someone out there wants to know. So please start coming up with things that you want us to talk about. Please. That's how the collab is supposed to work. But yeah, for next week, ask us anything, and we will answer next week. So now, I will see you next week. Bye.